Well, folks, we're on the Israel-Lebanon border, and I'm with Aray Ben Yaakov. And what a story. Aray, you were born in Cleveland in 1940. Then in 1961, you decide leaving America, coming to Israel. Why did you do that, and what was it like, the culture change?
Well, first of all, it wasn't a big culture change because I'm Jewish and I came to the home of the Jewish people. So that was not a big culture change for me. Basically, I looked around at my life in America and I said, oh, this is boring. There's got to be something else. And I realized that here's a chance, by coming to Israel, of being an integral part of history. Creating our home again for the first time in 2,000 years was a real bonus to gave meaning to my life. Otherwise, there was nothing to do, just, another person living.
And yet
this gave me soul food.
And yet, by the same token, as you said earlier off camera, this isn't Disneyland to the south here. That is a Lebanese village. Very nice houses funded by Iran.
Yeah.
And this is Hezbollah territory. I notice you carry a sidearm. So as you live on the kibbutz here, you have to always be aware of this clear and present danger, do you not?
Absolutely. Absolutely, but that's good. Keeps us on our toes. We don't get soft. We don't get lazy. Yeah, I'm into that.
And I guess, is your philosophy then peace through strength? Because
Absolutely. We are not intimidated. We're not afraid. We're not here by your leave, sir. We're not victims. We're not sheep. You mess with us, we're going to kick your ass.
And you have been messed with, and you have had to do some ass kicking, haven't you?
Absolutely. And if we need it again, I'll do it again. People ask me, don't you want peace? Yeah, but not at any price. We're, the truth is that our neighbors don't want peace. So I don't see any reason to deal with them.
And tell me, sir, what do you make of the United Nations patrols? I think you referred to them as the
United Nothings. Here's an example. You see that helicopter?
Yes, sir.
That's a UN helicopter. They fly by here 4 times a day on the Lebanese side, and we don't want them. They photograph and they fly back.
Now, why do you call them the United Nothings?
Because they're totally useless. They don't do anything. When was the last time the UN saved anybody? Not in the Balkans, not anywhere. The UN doesn't, they're very ineffectual as an army. As a military force, they're totally useless.
And what do you make of the world media, the way they frame the conflict around Israel? It seems to us to be so one-sided, especially when you come to Israel and you see what the reality is. What is your impression, especially as someone who used to live in America?
My impression is this. I don't know if I'm right, but it sounds good to me, so I'll tell you what I think. The world is not used to the Jewish people kicking ass and being sovereign. They're used to us being in ghettos and being oppressed and being this and being that. And they can't get their head around the fact that we are serious and we're here and there's no stopping us. And so anti-Semitism is alive and well. And part of the reason is they don't see us as sovereign people and nations. And that's a shame, because we are, and we're here, and we're not going anywhere.
And yet the dichotomy is that when you look at Israel, it's this island of tolerance and democracy and freedom in a sea of oppression. And you would think the predominantly left-wing countries and left-wing media would espouse those values that are, celebrated in Israel. And this is the nut I can't quite crack.
I know, I can't either. The only thing I put it up to is there's a God and he runs things. And this is what he wants. And he wants us here, and he wants the rest of the world to be mad at us. And I figure as long as everybody's mad at us, we must be doing something right. So I don't care what other people,
And one last question, despite the pressure, despite the propaganda campaigns, despite the indoctrination of others to vilify Israel, I take it your message is that you aren't going anywhere, are you?
No. And as the future goes on, we'll just get bigger and stronger. No. Nothing to do, guys. Lump it.
Well, folks, many of your favorite rebel personalities are right here in Israel. And if you want to keep up to date with our reports, please go to rebelisrael.com to get all the latest from the Holy Land.